Now we're on to the free verse. Honorable mention, the ponyfish, Patricia Whiting.
The ponyfish, a small, almost transparent fish with an internal organ that generates light. Spectator, looking over Bloomsbury's shoulders. Virginia writes in that room of her own. Leonard sets type, the printing press, his labor of love. Vanessa paints her sister's portrait. Carefree children scamper naked out of doors. Nights in dimly lit Paris cafes where the literati congregate, eavesdropping on Sartre and Beauvoir, intimate friends, still calling each other vous. Superimposing myself in a ménage à trois with Anaïs and Henry as they transmute the white heat of their passion into fiction. Unabashed voyeur, blatantly reading letters and diaries of others. I remain invisible, a transparent ponyfish glowing from within to efface my silhouette.
Okay, we have another honorable mention, free verse, Where the Road Ends, Patricia Whiting.
Where the road ends. If you went to the end of our street and kept walking through the culvert under the Lackawanna tracks, then down to the lumber yard where we sometimes skated when standing water froze, if you threaded downward through timber, you came to the Passaic River, narrow, shallow, and polluted as it wound through our town. There was a candle factory that burned down, a laundry where the road humped over the river and drivers sped up for the thrill. I have lived on all sides of the river in 4 different small towns, but never cared to know the history of the river we were somehow ashamed of. Its source near Fisher's Brookside Farm. Small streams combine to form a brook, tributaries adding to the flow. It drops, quickens, slows, butts against rock, changes course. At its worst, a dumping ground for old appliances and shopping carts. At its best, apotheosis in Patterson as it cascades over the Great Falls. Merging with the Hackensack River, it flows into Newark Bay and finally the sea.
That didn't look right. Okay. We have a third honorable mention. They're not in any particular order, by the way. Closure, Cindy Bowden.
Closure. I sigh, seeing your mouth tightly closed. I can't feel your heart, it too is closed. Let's talk, I beg, as you turn away. I stand there, listening as your door is closed. Once we were as one, united in our fate. We joined hearts and hands, our ranks we closed. We had a love that was beautiful and strong. Now it's a twisted labyrinth, all exits closed. Our life has become an abandoned street, storefronts dark, windows barred and closed. You still sigh when I kiss your lips, but I could be anyone, your eyes are closed.
Okay, third prize, free verse, The Pearl, Marion C. Holty. She's not here today. The Pearl. The ugly helmet protected his head, and they stared. His awkward hand missed the crucial catch, and they yelled. His lone hand rose to agree with the teacher, and they laughed. He wanted to be like them. He cried, and we cried with him. He endured the pain of his uniqueness, and like the pearl, was rubbed beautiful. Okay, second prize, free verse, Bloomsburg, Pennsylvania, 1942, Patricia Whiting.
Bloomsburg, Pennsylvania, 1942. We lived there for a year when I was 4. My father found a job in a canning factory, an essential industry. That and his age kept him safely at home. My mother canned tomatoes in mason jars, made mustard pickles from cucumbers the size of pinky fingers. In my cardboard playhouse, I held tea parties with my dolls. On fair days, my little sister was harnessed outdoors. She liked to take off her clothes. There was a swing set on the lawn, a girl my age to play with. We did acrobatics on the bars. In July, she had a birthday party. In the middle of the night, the neighbors' squealing pigs trampled our garden, waking several households. And in Holland, a girl named Anne packed her diary, a few old letters, curlers, and a comb into her school bag and vanished from the streets of Amsterdam.
Wow.
Okay, and first prize, free verse, Speckled Bird, Patricia Whiting.
Speckled Bird. Poetry reading, West Palm Beach. Like a small speckled bird hopping about in stovepipe pants, black cowboy hat, tiny beaded braids, songbird longing for a mate, singing about black America. Corpus Christi. Your body so frail, you live with your sister and wait for a child to die because you need a small lung. On the phone you say you are coming home to stay. You do not say coming home to die. Boon companions. You bring oxygen tanks and plastic tubing, your tether to life. We go to thrift stores, poetry readings, eat Chinese food. In the bank I watch a cockroach cross the floor while you argue with the teller. In the hospital, Buddha shepherds your anger. Memorial service. Tungsten filaments needle the air with sulfur glow. The paddle fan wheezes. Flowers blink their webbed eyes. Your black book streaked with friends, speckled bird, flight bound.